Hi, I'm DJ Doc. Come on a little walk with me throughout the neighborhood and let me share with you the Fresh Camp. When many places in your neighborhood look like this, and like this, and like this, that's my van, actually, it's important to know where to find places like this. Let's delve deep into our community and find what is fresh. Here's a clip from last year's pilot program, song entitled United Together, written and recorded by the students themselves.
Friendship gives us unity, that's what we're saying, that's our philosophy. Teamwork, respect, creativity, these words describe our community.
During last year's pilot program, Famicos was so kind to let us use a freshly renovated house on East 105, and here are the students getting ready to start camp. This year we are looking for a bigger facility to house the increased number of students and the increased programming that we hope to achieve. So let me talk a little bit about the process. It all starts in the turntable lab, learning how to scratch, manipulating sounds. This allows hip-hop's history and cultural background to become the basis for our fun and expression. Beat production, then it's on to producing our own music. Using digital software, students learn how to make beats from scratch and create a sound that they like. Writing. A lot of time was spent writing. We started with discussions about our neighborhood, what we like, what we don't like, what we want to see improved. And then we brainstormed important words that we can use and rhyme with to really catch the audience's attention. We critically think about who our audience is and what do we really want to say to them. Guest artists come to be an example to follow, but also to be mentors that help pull out each student's individual contribution. Last year, Lon Jordan volunteered for a day to help with lyric writing, as well as MC Malik, who did special performances early on, and at the CD release concert, he came back to actually be the opening act for the kids. With your help, we'll be able to bring in more local, talented artists to spend time with the increased number of students that we'll have at this year's camp. Professional recording.
Teamwork, respect, creativity, these words describe our community.
That's unity, that's what we're saying, it's our philosophy.
Teamwork, respect, creativity, these words describe our community.
The crux of the project is during the vocal recording. This is when students really get the studio experience and feel what it's like to be a recording artist. It's when it all seems to gel and make sense for them. Of while we put in all that hard work and practice, it's all leading up to this moment when our voice gets captured on the microphone. And this is their finished CD, a great accomplishment to share with their friends, family, and our community. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching, and would you please consider donating to the Fresh Camp? I have 2 stories for you with some insider footage from last year's pilot camp. Here, meet 2 of the students. I hope you find this inspiring, as I definitely did.
Okay, so just be like, when I say common, y'all say sense. Common,
Sense.
common.
Sense.
And what else does it take to be a good neighbor and make a good neighborhood? Respect, and what else?
Creativity.
Creativity? Okay, so when I say respect, y'all say creativity.
Respect, creativity, respect, creativity.
Here's Desmond's first experience on the mic, and he will rise to be one of the best MCs at this camp.
When I say respect, y'all say creativity, respect, creativity, respect, creativity.
Nice. That's it. That's it.
We have to keep our community clean. We can start by going green. Recycle all your bottles and cans. Recycle paper to save the land. Let's not argue and fight. And let's not shoot at each other at night. Our community may be poor. Let's get together and do much more.
Respect.
Creativity.
Keep them on their toes, too. Now, who else trying to rock this mic?
Yeah,
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Now, who else can do that like this?
Now here's a touching and inspiring story from last year's camp. This really touched me deeply and taught me a lot about finding your voice. You would have thought a disability that made it almost impossible to understand his speech would have counted him out of a hip-hop recording project. But he had so much fun expressing himself through the turntables and making beats on the buckets that it didn't matter. He had the best rhythm at camp. Rhythm and expressing emotion through music was his forte, and his voice. While it's hard to hear the articulation of each word he speaks or raps, you can most definitely hear the energy behind every one, and we found out it's worth every minute trying to figure out what he's saying. Now you'll hear everything, so you can rap along with him. But I want you to bring the most energy, okay? Because I know you can. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Friendship. I just want to tell one quick story from camp that happened with D'Angelo. It was one day when we were doing a brainstorming session about what would it take to make a good neighborhood. And after about 5 minutes of the whole class trying to figure out the 2 words that he was saying, we finally, after a lot of effort and patience, we figured out that he was saying plant flowers. And I never really valued planting flowers. My wife did, and I never really understood why. But it wasn't until that day that I really started to understand and value planting flowers and how it can make a neighborhood great. It's the simple things that really make a neighborhood great. So thank you, D'Angelo, for helping us all to see that. When you give what you can, you enrich your surroundings. Thank you, all of you, for watching and everyone that's participating in this year's camp. Let's make it fresh.